All right. Welcome to WolfShadePodcast episode 61. I just got finished filming episode 60 and I am getting 61 together. Basically a part two with Miss Sarah, aka Sunflower Cosplays, whom I had on last time. We had a awesome, wonderful conversation just about cosplays and stuff. But at the end of the day, we're just running it back again. And yeah, we're just doing it. How you doing today, Miss Sarah?
Doing pretty all right besides the whole knee thing. Went hiking this morning, overpushed myself. Now I'm basically bedridden by my boyfriend, waiting for it to heal up some. But how are you?
I am doing very good right now. I'm doing very good. It's just busy, but very good, and just trying to do all of these podcasts and everything. Just trying to have fun with it and everything. Just trying to make sure everybody else has fun as well, and just do whatever at this point.
Of course, and congratulations on 60, now 61 episodes.
Thank you. I'm trying to do a lot more by the time the season finale comes about around September. I mean, not September, or maybe because I'm trying to end this around July. Trying to like take a break and everything because morally, I didn't expect to get this many episodes to be honest. And yeah, look where I'm at now.
You have
So,
been absolutely killing this. Seeing all that you've been putting out has been really cool.
oh man, to be honest, I'm not really doing this for like fame. To be honest, I'm just like I just really have fun doing this and everything because I like to hear people's stories and just try to explain their stories as best way as I can and not you know try to look at this from a like a lenient perspective. I'm trying to just at least like explain people's stories and just make sure they have fun with it and everything. Because I know people like to have fun and not no drama and everything, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So, but you said that you got 7 cosplays together for Otakon?
Oh my goodness. I don't know how to say no. I love group cosplays and getting together with friends because, as we mentioned last episode, for me, it's one of those things where it's like I only see these people like at conventions. So, getting together in a group cosplay, taking fun photos. I'm a photographer. I love the memories that a photo can hold.
Mm-hmm.
So, I agreed to 7 different cosplays. And
Mm-hmm.
so, finalizing that, and I know I'll be repeating one for another shoot that I agreed to do. So it's gonna be fun to see friends, but I know between cosplaying and doing my own photo shoots and then doing photography for other people, Otakon is going to be wild.
Oh yeah, it's going to be busy. I'll tell you that. Cause knowing that all these things they got going on, and then not only that, if I'm not mistaken, it's their 30th anniversary too. So it's a lot of conventions that's having their, 30th coming up because for Otakon, then Katsucon next year. Hopefully no drama spews doing that. But anyway, yeah, it's just with that, I'm trying to like, do something awesomely special for those since those got a lot of conventions and stuff coming up, anniversaries and stuff. So we just try to like do things the best way we can, honestly, at this point.
Is there
So.
going to be live Wolf Shade podcast from the conventions?
Listen, I'm trying to I recently put up a panel thing for Otakon to see if I can get a panel for this year. I haven't done a panel in years, but it's been like what? Oh, 2 years. I'm saying in years, but it's been 2 years since the last panel and everything. So I'm trying to at least get like a panel for that. And if that does go well, then I can do like a special episode for that.
That's really cool. You mentioned that you did a panel before.
Mm-hmm. Did Out of all the conventions I went to, total panels I did were, oh Jesus. I know it's a large number. say around because these people wanted a few of them wanted me to help out with these panels, so I'm necessarily not going to count them, but I guess I should. But I'll say a total about 53. So
Oh,
I,
congratulations. That's so cool.
yeah, it is, but it is tiring though.
Oh, yes.
Because when I'm trying to do panels, I at least want to do like a fun panel and everything. But I've noticed I'm always the one that's helping out with panels, literally, literally for the adults and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I know where this is gonna go. So I might as well just clear my schedule for the night.
I think
So
that's like the crazy thing about working at cons because I realized that when I started doing photography a little bit more seriously at Katsucon this year, to where you need to find time just to sit down and breathe. I remember running around, getting photos done, barely having time to eat, barely having time to walk through any of the halls. So being sure that you take time for yourself as well is very crucial.
oh yeah. I was the I'm not gonna say I was the same way at Katsu this year, but it was a doozy because from working the game room and just helping people out with their stuff left and right. And then not only that, helping with certain panels there and meeting some, actors and all, how hourly that can take.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't meet as much people this year because I was trying to meet Erica Lynn back and who else? I met the dude that was coming from one of my favorite games, Down Light. So I met him, Jonas Scott, I think that's his name. Yeah. Met him. It was pretty cool. He was literally the only one I met. And a couple other people I ran into like literally around the cons and everything. And just like I ran into a lot of like, cosplayers and everything. And some people that knew about my work and everything. And I'm just like, where did you even know that from? Because I didn't even release anything yet.
That's so cool. Again, the being in this field for so long and like doing these panels and like talking to people, you've made quite the name for yourself in the cosplay community.
Listen, listen, every time when somebody says that, I was like, okay, what name we talking? But but no, I get that though. But for me, I'm just like, I'm really for me not trying to make a big name at all. I'm just trying to have fun doing what I love to do. And obviously I'm trying to have fun just, being myself, having fun, talking with people, learning more about them, which is fun for me as well. Just learning more about people because like I said before, I just think learning a lot about people is pretty cool, learning more about their history and all that too, and learning more about what what's that word I'm looking for? What their history is when it comes to what they do now. I'm trying to get more people and everything and just talk and everything and just have fun. Because that's what the whole point of the basis of this podcast is just, learn more about people, talk with them, have
Mhm.
fun with them and just do whatever. Cause I know just learning about people and just having fun and just actually just trying to learn more about their stories kind of just helps everyone out. Not like everyone, but it's just, actually have a conversation with somebody and, make them feel welcome. Don't have a conversation and, trying to have like expectations, if that makes sense.
Exactly. it's one of those things where it's like when you sit down and actually vocalize with a person, learn more about like their history, as you were saying, what fascinates them to like certain aspects of their life, what their hobbies are, what their passions are. There's only so much you can actually portray on Instagram and social media to where a lot of it goes undiscovered. So having
Hmm.
like this, where it's like as authentic as possible, just being yourself and being expressive. It's cool to see that different layer of the person.
Yeah. But I always tell people, there's nothing wrong with just trying to, just trying to learn more about people, but is understanding if, you're not curious about people, you're just trying to, learn a different, yes, what's the word, aspect from them.
Hmm.
But it's a lot of people that might not understand that aspect because, as I was saying, to someone else, people may have a different feel of, expectations from you. I'm just like, no, I'm just here to talk. I mean, you can assume what you want, but I just want to talk and just, actually talk and have a conversation and everything and just, you know, you actually, have fun.
Exactly.
Because I don't know why people are so set on expectations when it comes to certain people, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep, doing what I'm going to do at least. But at the end of the day, I want people to just, I want people to just have fun and just continue being themselves.
With
Which,
that being said, though, what is the thing that you think most people don't get to see about you with your personality?
uh, um, to be honest, I think it's good for me you know, if people are that curious about how I am as a person, they can either just talk to me or just scroll down my profile. I literally said this like 3 times already. Because the people that curious about me, I'm just like, look what I post, look what I do here, look what I do there. If you're that curious about certain things, then go ahead and just be like, hey, I'm curious about excuse me, curious about, with this, can I learn a little bit more about you? Is that really hard to ask? Nope. It's just people choose to make things complicated, if that makes sense.
It does. Because it's like,
And I'll go.
oh, sorry. No, it's one of those things where it's like, it's easy to go through and like see about a person's persona when you see how they like post and stuff like that. But like, besides what you post, like, what's a hobby that you don't really share with people or like something that you think other people would find fascinating that you do that you haven't really talked about?
uh to be honest, that's a very good question because I play sports, played football and everything. Won a couple of stuff here and there. Yeah, that's a good question because for me, I always want people to know, like, everything about me, but I pretty much been vocal about it on my freaking account. So I can't, what's the word, be at fault, I guess, if people already know these things. But in regards to like other things, I would say, mm, that's a good question actually. Because I'm always so vocal about it. so it's not like I would know,
That's
because you said what?
I said that's understandable.
Because with people, they already know like how I am as a person when it comes to just when it comes to just me, if that makes sense. I always tell people, okay, if you're that curious about me, about my manga, or my story, or whatever, I can explain it to you. I'm just gonna let you know it's gonna be a long thing to, you know, talk about. Because people be like, "Oh, I'm actually very curious." I was like, "If you're curious about the manga, I'm just letting you know it's gonna be a long thing for me to discuss with you. Because if you got time, by all means, discuss with me. But at the end of the day, I know people aren't going to, let's say, have a lot of time to know about these things, which is nothing wrong with that because I don't mind I don't mind talking about these things at a later date and all that. I don't mind people telling me like, hey, this is this is what about me, this is how I am, or yeah, I know these person that we may know or whatever, and it just happens from there. Like I said, these type of things is very hard to explain when you kind of already been vocal about a lot of things. But I would say, like currently that people don't know is, mm, I don't know, honestly.
I find it fascinating how you mentioned like being able to go on and on for like anime and manga and stuff, seeing like all the pictures of the mangas on your story. It reminds me of whenever I would take and start driving up there to like that Virginia area for events. I have my best friend here. And at the time, I was just getting into like Genshin and the lore and stuff like that. And they would sit on the phone with me for like the 4.5 hour drive just
Mm,
talking about what was happening in Genshin. And I always found it so fascinating, like how they were able to like explain it with so much passion because it was something that they truly loved.
I haven't played Genshin in a minute, but I know that can turn into a long hour conversation.
Oh my goodness. The Genshin lore goes on forever. I've been sitting here playing it some today, but it's cool seeing how it's like almost a never ending game because of how much they add to it and still update it.
Yeah, it's a lot of things that when it comes to having a heck of a I would say like a heck of a fan base or whatever, you kind of want to explain more, I would say story, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
You would kind of want to explain more and everything and just explain more and more and more. Some people want it to end or others just be like, shoot, like what are we doing still explaining this story? Because for me, I kind of get from that aspect of Genshin. It's just for me, I kind of gotta end things soon, but I can understand where it's like, okay, I get that they want to explain more story to make the story entertaining. So I understand where they're coming from with that.
And I know you're a very big manga reader. What leads you to like want to get into a certain manga, or what is your main genre you go to?
I mean, for me, main genre is already just grotesque violence, but that but that's just me when it comes to explaining like story wise and everything. Because for me, I need to I need to explain. a better story. Like, yeah, some animes that be the happy what's the word I'm looking for? The happy go lucky thing or whatever. Like with some idol animes and stuff like that. And then there's some animes about idols and stuff like that that doesn't have that happy go lucky thing, but it's still all about, want to become an idol and stuff like that. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Oshinoko is one of them.
Oh my goodness. Oshinoko is a different story. Seeing cosplayers take and do her with her stab wound and like the dress,
Oh
I find
yeah.
it hilarious.
Yeah, it's just with that, I just completely forgot that I was getting an anime. So I was like, oh, this should be what is this? And I was like, I know I got the manga here somewhere. And then when I finally found the manga, I was like, no, this is not going to end the way I think it's going to end. And then coming from me reading the manga now is just completely throwing me off, but it's a fun read though. But
So are you the type of person to prefer reading the manga over watching the show, or do you have to watch the manga before you watch the show? Or what's your
so
preference?
if I'm watching a show, I would usually watch that show. But if I see that they have a manga, I gotta read the manga because knowing me, I'm gonna be curious.
Honestly,
So,
I get that. It's one of those things for me to where it's like I get very into manga, but my issue is like for instance with one I'm reading right now, the Watakoi Love is Hard for Otaku.
hmm
I would love to watch it, but I can't find it anywhere. And so like that's my downside with like
wait, what's the
reading
name of it?
Watakoi Love is Hard for Otaku.
Oh, that's literally on Anime Dive. You can watch it there.
Good to know. I might have to search that up because my two things are Crunchyroll and High Dive.
I know. Yeah, I thought it is on High Dive though. It's
Is
not.
it? Like the actual TV show?
I thought it was on High Dive.
I'll have to take and check that out because I haven't seen it.
I mean, I may be wrong, but I could have sworn it was on there because I know Oshinoko was on there,
Mm-hmm.
and I
And
think it's
then
on Crunchyroll now.
I'll have to take and check it out. Oshinoko and then Akiba Maid Wars going off of the conversation of like it looks cutesy from the outside, like, oh, fun little maid cafe. But then it throws that violent twist in of, oh, they're all cute girls in maid costumes that go and murder each other.
Listen, I forgot what anime this was. I kind of was like, oh, seems like a good I was like, oh, this seems like a good anime or something to watch because like it was a maid, like, and all that, and then I seen like a bar scene or whatever. Not expecting her to uppercut a dude with a knife in his nuts, but hey, that's what happened. So I was like, okay. I do not like idol animes. I mean, I love them, but it's just like when it comes to that, I was like, I gotta expect something, at least violence. I gotta expect something because that's not fair to be thinking, oh, everything's gonna be happy go lucky. I was like, nope, that's not gonna happen.
So, with that being said, how do you feel about Apothecary Diaries?
Oh, I feel like I've seen that before.
So, it's a newer anime, one of these most recent seasons, but it had a manga
Oh,
for a
no, no,
while.
no. I remember. I remember. I
Yep.
remember. I hate the manga. Forget that. Nah, it messed me up. No, I'm not talking about that. That manga messed me up.
I am about to be on book for the manga and I need to watch the show. But oh goodness, that was a reaction. What happened there?
Like that's coming from a dude that's still reading JJK. And kind of be honest, you spoiling yourself, Sarah. Because I do give you warnings. You spoiling yourself for that.
Oh yeah. I again my best friend, they're the one that got me into reading the books. We call it comfort trauma to where it's so good
Wait,
and it's
whoa,
sick, but
whoa,
all
wait.
of your characters are about to get messed up some way or shape.
So like, just so I'm hearing this correctly, like we talking about JJK or the manga you're talking about?
I'm talking about both.
Yeah, I don't know where your friend is getting this from when it comes to Comfort John, when it comes to that manga, but no, that
It's like
it has. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna take and say it's like one of those things where it's like it's a show that you like to sit down and watch, and you can sit there, pass out to it, or get really into it. But the trauma that happens in it, to where it's like, oh, makes me happy to watch, but oh, this is not a fun thing to watch.
Yeah, it has not been no comfort drama in JJK since the most recent one. And this is coming from somebody that started reading it after a couple years back when Shibuya was still going around. It has not gotten comfortable since. I don't know what your friend is saying. Don't get me wrong, it is some funny moments and stuff in there, but involving comfort, it just got worse. So I
Oh
don't
my.
know what your friend is saying, but talking about it's comfort. Mm-mm-mm.
And
Don't come.
then,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna take and say Bungo Stray Dogs too. That is one of my favorites. I would love to cosplay Dazai at some point, but I don't know how much of that you've watched. I'm not here to give spoilers, but
So
right when you get to the movie, these things go downhill so fast.
I was about to say I read the manga. I know that's not comfort. Like you talking about comfort? Oh no, it's no comfort when it comes to that. I'm reading this manga that's about to get anime by Netflix and I think next year or whatever. It's called Sakimoto Days. I don't know if you're reading that, but um that manga just started off violent and everything. And I'm just like, okay, this started off violent. And it's like it's a good manga and everything. Literally, the only thing that's keeping my attention is literally old man Takimura right now. But it's a good manga, but it's just like that when that anime started off with just insane pure violence.
Oh my goodness, I will have to add that to my read list. Besides JJK and this one you just mentioned, what would you say is like the top five manga that you recommend to someone that's looking to get into the more violent subgenre?
um, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. But for me, this one is not a current manga though, even though it's still pretty much out. Um, the one that I always post about, Vagabond, that's a good one. Like that doesn't have an anime at all, even though it's been out since 1999. Um, Vagabond, that's a good one. Like it has its moments and everything, but it's still a violent one. Um, I'm not gonna say. I mean, Hajime no Ippo is a good one. Like that has an anime and it's all about boxing and all that, but it's violent because it is fighting. But if you look at the manga standpoint and the way these dudes get punched, it is very violent. But not like violent to the point where somebody's getting killed. I mean, it's boxing.
Yep.
But it is a good anime. I think it has 3 seasons out, but the manga is still going, but it has 3 seasons out currently. If you want to just, skip reading the beginning of the manga, but just reading the manga, just letting you know it does got like a lot of chapters like One Piece. So, but it's good story wise. But yeah, I would say Vagabond and Hajime no Ippo for you know, somewhat good balance, if that makes sense. But it's still like good when it comes to story wise and everything. And it helps explain character development a lot more if people are more intertwined, curious on those certain things. That's why I always tell people like if you're curious about certain things, always kind of just, be open about it. Because there's a lot
Exactly.
of people that's not. Oh, go up.
I was gonna say exactly. I was just kind of agreeing with what you were saying there.
Yeah, because it's a lot of people not open about, very violent animes and everything. I was just like, well, you ain't ready for JJK.
That's like my big thing. I'm very much into like the sappy rom-com stuff. Like on the drive to hiking today, I was sitting in the passenger seat I can't remember the exact name of it, but it was like Sakura something. But it's like this young girl in high school. She was feeling faint and she passed out getting off a train. And all that's left is the guy that took and brought her bag and opened the window for his phone number and name. So she has like this search to go find him. However,
Mm-hmm.
finds a guy with the name's brother and tries to get in contact with him that way just to learn that the dude himself is just the guy with the same name, not the actual dude that helped her out when she didn't realize who it was, but in
Mm.
falling for the brother instead. So like I'm very much into that sappy genre when it comes to what I read. But then at night when it comes to anime, it's JJK, it's Bungo Stray Dogs.
Mm.
More recently been watching Fire Force, so that's been an interesting change of one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Fire Force is a good one. I would say Fire Force and I forgot what else, but Fire Force and the other another thing's a good one too. I forgot what this other one is called that I was currently watching, but when it comes to mine, I'll send it to you. But it's a good one too. I don't know if you've seen Doctor Stone.
I have not. I have not seen a lot of like the mainstream popular ones. Like this might be a sin, but I've barely watched like Naruto. I've watched some, but not all of Demon Slayer. I just watched Reincarnated as a Slime. So I've been going through that realm of like the more well-known stuff recently.
Hmm. I mean, with Demon Slayer, I mean, you're kind of not in a rush when it comes to watching that, so don't rush watching that. Now Naruto, on the other hand, yeah, you got a lot of episodes to watch with that one. It's not
Oh,
like One Piece though, but you got a lot.
the best thing here is the comparison to One Piece and how long it is. Because I know Netflix just did a One Piece adaptation. Have you watched that yet?
Now I watched the adaptation, but don't watch that if you're that curious on the series because you do know if they're gonna do everything live action like that, it's gonna be a lot they got to go through.
Oh yeah, especially because isn't like One Piece 100 like series long, if not more?
It's 1,000 episodes long.
Oh, I'm way off.
Yeah, so I've been watching One Piece since literally 2002. It's like the same for Naruto too. So like with Naruto, that's like an easy. The first Naruto series is like an easy 220 episodes. You can get through that. And then Naruto Shippuden is like a good 550. That's still a lot, but I feel like you can get through that too if you're that dedicated to it.
Yeah, no, I can definitely take and sit through that because I will watch things while I'm working. But then One Piece, I've watched a few sporadic episodes. Same thing with like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I
Hmm.
have not yet sit down to watch a full thing. For a while, I would get into like Discord calls with like one of my buddies from high school, and we would sit down and watch everything like anime together. But we'd watch like Skip and Loafer, Buddy Daddies, and like again the more
Oh
cheesy
yeah,
fun
Buddy
stuff.
Daddies. Yeah, I
But
remember that.
then more recently I've been getting more into that realm of like fighting anime.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with with fighting anime. That's all I was saying. Like Hajime no Ippo, that's one. I'm trying to think of who else, but it'll come back to me. But yeah, that's literally the only one because I post about it almost all the time. But that's a good one for real.
You know, you have me in the mood to go pick up the JJK manga from Barnes and Noble whenever I take and see those posts.
No, 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 no. If you collect it, go ahead and collect it, but it's more makes sense to read it online.
That's my thing. I have terrible vision and it hurts me to stare at a screen for so long. Like You've noticed I do not respond past 9 p.m. I am an old lady. I work completely on the computer. So, like, I will put my phone on do not disturb after work and completely zone out from my phone. And so I love having like the nice like paperback book or a hardcover book to hold in my hands.
Well, the only reason I say that because it's going to be a minute for half these things that's happening right now to come on paper. So that's why I'm saying that.
Understood.
So that's all I'm saying. It makes more sense to read it online, but at the end of the day, I get where you're coming from. Because I think if I'm correct, I think it's about 20 something, 26 volumes that you can get. So, I mean, have you seen season two?
I have.
Okay, so I mean, you're welcome to get to the beginning of the mangas too, but uh you might as well get all 26 volumes at this point because it's still gonna be ongoing like it is right now. Oh, that's a good question. Ooh, yeah, I would just say just get the 1 to 26 if you're curious, and then if you're that curious on where to start and reading wise, just in case you do read online, you might as well just start reading from chapter 138 and then ongoing. Because like I said, if you think it gets happy, yeah, it does not get happy.
I
like
appreciate your expertise in this.
like it's happy moments here and there, but it does not get better. Like it may get better towards the end because it's literally the JJK manga is about to be over with. But when it comes to, you know, like wanting happy moments in general to, be intertwined with it, yeah, that's not happening. Currently right now, but that's not happening. Because if you
What
thought she, huh?
I was gonna ask, what do you think is like the biggest upset for like a manga to anime is?
Like what do you mean like biggest
Like
upset?
like you seem to like read a lot of the manga. What was like the biggest upset you've seen from like an anime adaptation of a manga?
Uh Tokyo Ghoul seasons 2 and 3.
I am not familiar with Tokyo Ghoul, so you might have to explain a little bit more of that for me.
See, the first season, when it comes to a manga adaptation, when it comes to a manga adaptation, the first season explained the Tokyo Ghoul manga perfectly. But when it comes to season 2 and 3, it was a lot of things in the manga that was explained that I felt like they could have explained better, if that makes sense. And I think that the anime messed up a lot on.
Without spoiling too much, what do you think was the biggest mess up?
So it was, I mean, you're gonna see it anyway. So if you watch the Tokyo Ghoul anime and you see a fight between Kaneki and Toka's brother, it's just a regular fight, but in the manga, it's basically brutal. So in the manga, in the anime, Kaneki didn't brutalize Toka's brother, but in the manga, he broke 109 of this dude's bones,
Oh,
like uncensored. It was that bad. So that's what I was saying, like, was bad, bad.
yikes.
So I felt like it would explain more if they just showed that portion. Well, not really, but and then in the Tokyo Ghoul manga when after one of his best friends died and he was facing off against I forgot his name, but the season 2 of the anime just ended like that, right? It just ended based off a song, right? But in the
God.
manga, the dude with the glasses just straight up brutalized Kaneki to the point he just stabbed him in the head too many times.
Oh,
So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. the adaptation of the anime kind of ruined it from the manga's perspective. I feel like it should have explained it more, but it's just like, you don't need violence to explain a story, but I feel like it would have been better to explain it from there, if that makes sense.
It does. Is there any manga that you wish would get an anime then?
Um, Vagabond is a perfect example because it's been out for a minute and it has not gotten it's been out for literally 2 decades and has not gotten an anime yet. Uh, as far as far as any other anime, I mean manga currently, I mean they're getting like a manga adaptation, but mainly Vagabond is like what I'm hoping to get an anime one day because I feel like that will be peak to get an anime. But
I will add Vagabond to my list with how heavy or like highly you talk about it.
I post it almost every goddamn day.
I need
But
you to start posting it from the start again. Give me the free read.
I mean, you could get the manga from wherever bookstore you go to if they have it, but it's more makes sense to get it online.
Understood. I may be convinced to read a little online.
Yeah, but it like you can get the manga and stuff online. I mean, if you start reading Hajime no Ippo, I recommend not getting it online because you're gonna have 137 volumes. That's
Oh,
up to you. That's up to you if you want to have a manga. It's up to you if you want to have a manga. I don't know if you got a manga closet, but that's
next to
up to.
my desk, I have these two giant bookshelves where I've been starting up my manga collection slowly but surely. 100 books might be pushing it though for a single series.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I don't think so, at least. Because it's 137 volumes, like One Piece is around that same caliber, but oh shoot. One Piece is around that same caliber, but I feel like Hajime no Ippo explains that better. But I don't know if One Piece is ending, but it's still getting there because I have the 137 volumes of Hajime no Ippo, same with One Piece, and I don't know why that's still ongoing. Because I said to myself, I was like, I can't keep purchasing these goddamn things if this thing is not over with. But Hajime no Ippo, I mean, nothing new released yet, but it's still ongoing for some reason. But Vagabond has like 34 volumes, which you can probably get online, I believe. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hell,
So you said what?
I was saying hell yeah. I will add all this to my list of stuff. I might have to ask you for links.
Uh, mostly you probably gonna find that on Amazon or eBay, one or the other.
Perfect.
Because if you're trying to get all 34 volumes, you're most likely going to go to eBay for that. But the only kicker for that is like you don't. Do you speak Japanese or no?
I do not.
Yeah, that's the only kicker. So you're going to have to get off Amazon then. But I would just get it because there's certain special editions to it too. But yeah, it's certain editions, like special editions of these mangas too. And it's like that with JJK if you want to get these special editions as well. But with the special editions, it's like, the only kicker is you don't speak Japanese.
What is your favorite special edition that you own?
Um, but with I would say a certain volume of Vagabond that I had, the recent JJK volume 26 thing that was dedicated to Gojo. And another JJK thing that was based for Sakuna. think that's pretty much it. Like I have a lot of very of like a special mangas that I need to look that I seriously gotta look for. But mainly JJK and like somewhat of Vagabond too, and a little bit of Hajime no Ippo, if that makes sense.
It does. You have your classics and your favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, I got too many classics. I think the I think the only new ones that I got it's probably Sakamoto Days because I've been reading that since 2022 because I thought it was a I thought it was a what's the anime that I thought had manga? I thought Buddy Daddies had a anime, but nope. I mean my manga, but no, it's just an actual anime made. So I was kind of mad about that.
It'd be cool to see them come out with a manga for it then.
True, but I feel like it would be no point. But that'll make sense though. But if they do come out with it, I will read it. But Buddy Daddies was like one of like the new animes that I did enjoy. That I did enjoy a bit, and then I kind of found it funny. I was like, huh. Because at first, when I saw the anime, I was like, this is one of those happy animes. And then when I saw them hurting people, I was like, yes, I like this.
That violent twist.
I was like, I like this. I was like, I like this, so I'm gonna keep on watching it.
Yup.
The only thing that messed me up was the mom, though. I was like, oh,
That was honestly heartbreaking when they were in the bar and like, hey, I have your kid, and the mom could care less.
oh no, that's not the part that was heartbreaking. When she died, that was the heartbreaking part. Wait,
I'll give it to you for that one.
hold on. You wait, you're not caught up, are you?
I'm not.
You should have said that. Oh, you said you watched it, so I thought you was already caught up.
Nope, I haven't touched it in a while. I started watching it, but we would hop around to different shows. We never really finished anything.
I mean, I'm lying. She doesn't die. I'm just kidding. Oh, why did you do this? I thought you were caught up. I thought you were caught up. Gosh dang it, Sarah.
Plot twist of the evening.
I thought you were caught up. Oh. See, I don't feel bad for you for JJK because you spoiled yourself by reading my stories, and I give you a warning. I don't feel bad for that. But Sarah,
I
you could have relayed something sooner.
It is all good. I will add that to my list to be caught up because it's like I know that she dies now, but I don't know how she dies. You didn't spoil the whole thing. It's an anime. Someone's
I
gonna die.
mean, I
Like,
I kind of did just say that.
what?
I mean,
No. We'll pretend you.
she's in that life, so you know what happens.
Yeah. We're just gonna play the ignorant game. We're gonna pretend.
Pretend like you didn't hear it.
Exactly. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I cannot believe that you said that you watched it, but yet
I haven't finished it. I started watching it.
ah, goodness gracious, Sarah. You could at least said something beforehand.
It is oh bueno. Again, I still hop around. I have yet to finish anything recently with how much like different things I consume on like a day-to-day basis. So
Mm-hmm.
no hard feelings at all there. That's on me for not finishing it.
Uh, gosh dang it. Like I didn't expect me out of all people to be feeling bad.
Oh my God, no, don't feel that at all. I promise you are all set. No hard feelings at all.
Well, I appreciate that, but got too late on the feeling bad part. I was just like, I'm sitting here going crazy about it, and I thought you watched the whole thing, but then you tell me, nope, I have not finished it.
I am
Um,
at my list to get caught.
I cannot believe that. Like you saying you watched it, I'm assuming you finished, and I'm just like, oh yeah, she's finished. I can talk about whatever, and then you tell me you ain't finished. I'm like, huh? Come on. You could have. Anyway, if you say it's okay, then it's okay.
Exactly. Again, no hard feelings at all. I have it all to myself to blame at this point. It's been out for how long? I should have finished it already. You did nothing wrong. I'm surprised I haven't got spoiled for me on Instagram.
Hmm?
Because it's so easy to like go through Instagram stories and like go through Instagram reels and have things spoiled so easily.
See, with the JJK manga, that's definitely.
Oh no, I know you put no spoilers. I continue on anyway. Again, that is all on me at that point. But like when I'm sitting there going through like Instagram reels or like TikToks and it's like showing an ending scene for something, I just kind
Mm-hmm.
of like, oh, great, thanks.
You a Choso fan girl, aren't you?
How'd you know?
Because one, you know what happened last week, so don't pretend like you don't.
Oh,
Because ah, god dang it, Sarah. Ah,
I will say I do need to wrap up kind of soon because I do have to get some dinner in me, if that is okay.
that's fine. I'll just get you next time, but jeez. Oh no.
How about this? Next time I'll finish Buddy Daddies and then we can talk about them.
All right. All right. I guess it's a confirmation for part three, but god dang. Uh all right. We'll end this here and for next time. And yeah, thank you, Miss Sarah, for joining me again.
Thank you.
And you said what?
Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. Thank you for everybody checking this out. This will be uploaded later. And yeah, thank you for joining.